these are great tools to have when you're facing up against them.
Yeah, definitely a fun one here. I think, again, to your point, Lad have assembled pretty straightforward team fight. As we've seen, Maokai is very powerful if you get to kind of a stable mid to late game around objectives, as you mentioned, but also just in general team fighting. Getting there, of course, is going to be the problem with Wunder's Fiora and Humanoid Takali.
Yeah, Fnatic's comp is a bit interesting to me because it's not usually what you would expect a Caitlyn to be in here, right? I think you could definitely have seen other things like the Tristana or Kai'Sa. Braum is picked up because it's a good response into Misfortune. You block away her ultimate. You can do the same with Maokai. And it felt like Fnatic had an idea going into it, but then on red side they decided to say, you know what, we're not going to default to something that fulfills our composition completely. We're going to default to something that pairs very well into the composition you guys have drafted.
Yeah, definitely some win lane, win game energy out of Fnatic's draft in this one. And again, you have to think they're feeling very confident in their hands, feeling very confident in their ability to lane. Certainly, we've seen it from mid lane, but Upset has also been very good, even though his laning has been fine. Like, I think Upset's weirdly just been, like, very good, but not very loud.
I mean, I think you have to give it to him because he's been playing with 2 different supports over the course of the days, and honestly, you couldn't tell a difference in terms of the playstyle he's bringing, right? I mean, quite often, bot lanes are defined by not only just the AD carry, but who they're paired up with. That's why we so often talk about the greatest at the bot lane duo and not just a singular person. But Upset, for sure, leaving his mark. I mean, it's the first time he's fighting here at the World Championship, and so far he's been making the most of it.
Yeah, definitely scared to see what Fnatic bring to bear up against Lad, and they're already off to the races. We're just vibing in the mid-brush here.
Oh,
Run, my friend.
Yeah. Well, they didn't find anyone. Pack it up. We'll take it. We're going home.
Back we go. Back to the fountain.
And on the other side of the map, no aggressive intel has been garnered. Usually when you see so many people walking on the bot side, you want to move up to the top side, just to drop a ward potentially if you're allowed to do so. This time around, that's not going to be the case. Robo doesn't win level 1, so as soon as he sees Wunder, he kind of skadoodles out of there.
Makes sense. Also wants to keep running, keeps his back against the wall. Vital just barely missed by Wunder, and Robo's going to be just fine walking back home.
I'm curious to see if Robo actually started either to try and see if he wanted to go over the wall and then accidentally did not connect with it over the wall. I may be wrong, but it just looked awkward, him standing around just for a little second there. But both junglers will be starting on the top side. They will be making their way down to the bottom side of the map. For the side of Loud, you have playmaking potential. For the side of Fnatic, makes sense. You have that Caitlyn and Wunder. We've seen a lot of top laners do this. You just kind of come around, see whatever poke damage you can get down, really get the intel as well. The enemy jungler is starting here, and then, yeah, you're just done. Yeah,
Maokai, not the speediest of junglers, so pretty safe for Wunder just to walk in there. Also, there is a control ward right of mid, by the way. Humanoid actually got a ward kill off of it, so it has a tiny bit of XP, which could matter at level 2, but Akali early levels isn't that impressive, let's say. So, curious to see who got that ward, but we'll see how much of a difference it makes in the early game here, especially tracking Razok and Croc in their early paths.
Yeah, Wunder's decided to go for the grasp of the Undying of Fiora. And so far that's a really good decision when you're playing into the Aatrox matchup. Quite often you'll see Conqueror played as well, but it's way better into tanks because you'll actually have the time to get that procced up. Whereas with Grasp of the Undying, you don't actually want to take too many extended trades with Aatrox in the early game. You just want to leave your Mythal and then kind of get out of there.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of this matchup yet, mostly actually because the Fiora players are eating bans in the first phase of draft. So we've talked at length about Aatrox and how he's so easy to blind pick, so powerful, so generally strong in the meta. We've been kind of waiting, like, hey, what's the best Aatrox kind of pick? Probably Fiora, just doesn't get through that often, so Fnatic jumping at the opportunity here, and Wunder should be very comfortable in this early laning.
Especially because he knows that the enemy jungler is pathing down towards that bot side, right? He got the intel from the get-go that he's going down, and that just allows you to play so much more aggressive. You don't have to get these early wards down if you're feeling it. He's done it anyway, because, you know, he doesn't want to risk full clear blue side into a top lane gang. But now you can just crash the wave, you can recall, you can try and harass even further. And I love this three-way point of view. We don't get this in Europe, so this is one of the few things that I'm like, man, get it, LEC.
Alright, well there's Croc. Gonna go ahead and kill that control ward that was placed very early on. Gonna go take this crab as well, though Razok is in the area. Tank battle? I think I trust Sidwani. Oh, Croc's not having a good time at all. Also, Fnatic's bot lane is moving! Has to smite the crab early! In a spot of bottom, the crab goes down, but now Croc still low alongside Razok, but Hillisang also in trouble. Razok still taking damage. I think Loud have got it. They have! It's first blood over, but the donation's complete. Tinenso zooms in for a second, and the third could be on the table. Upset gonna get just that under his own turret. No, he'll barely live.
2 for 1 in favor of Loud. They're starting out very aggressive, and it all comes from the two junglers just 1v running each other. Love to see this from Loud. We already talked about they are a team that's reliant of getting ahead in that early game, and picking up 2 kills already here from the get-go is super good, especially when it's down towards the bottom side of Fnatic.
Yeah, a couple of assists. But Razok got one kill there as well for Fnatic as fight in the top lane. Robo with a nice chain. And maybe going to have to go ahead and walk it off, although it does have a potion of cooking, so should be okay. Interestingly, Loud only with a 500 gold lead, but they'll take it. Like you said, any early game is going to be good for them.
This is also how Humanoid has been playing the game so far in most of this series. He actually doesn't move whenever these skirmishes are coming around. This time around, he wasn't really allowed to either, but he prioritizes having the good laning phase, and now with the two junglers around that mid lane, Croc just allowing Tinones to get that crash in.
Yeah, I think Humanoid hoping that the enemy jungler wasn't there. Croc is, so Tinone's going to be just fine here covering. To your point though, Humanoid has been building big CS leads and is mostly playing a bit more selfishly in the lanes. To his credit, he's played very well with...
He's done well with the resources, yeah, for sure.
So I can't blame him too much there, but just going to go ahead reverse this wave. Tinone's get a bullet just outside of turret range and be happy here in the melee versus melee matchup. Yep,
so replay coming through once again. Initially, this looks really good for Razok. And you hold it for a second, you can see it in the picture-in-picture. They may be looking for a gank, but not having the intel, backing off. But yeah, it's the fact that we see first moves from the mid lane as well. It's the fact that you have that Maokai passive keeping you alive. And when you get that extra sustain to play around with, that just means that Fnatic Health Bar, they're just going down. While from the side of Loud, they're kind of going up, and that just allows them to go for these longer extended team fights, which is really not good for Fnatic.
Yeah. Upset definitely a little lucky to get away. Tinones couldn't quite find the chain on the stun. France did also burn his flash, so it could be something that Razok could maybe look to exploit at a later date. But for now, things just settling down. Lad will take the early lead, but it's not all that much. Mid lane, though, could be problems. Great stun to set up. Humanoid, though, I think just in Shroud range. And Razok here to cover again.
Yeah, you can see it. Humanoid should be hitting level 6 in a bit. Yeah, there he hits it, but does not connect with it. So what he tried to do there is that he wanted to fight Tinones while the minion wave was there, get the AoE, get the level 6 while Tinones is not expecting it. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. And props to Croc, who's really just been at the right time, at the right location every single time so far.
Yeah, great coverage. Croc even going to hang out in mid lane, maybe pull away, as Tinones doesn't have TP. Bottom side, we see no vision here. It's Simon Razok pairing up for a potential dive, but going to back away from that play.
I just want to talk more about it. So far, this is a very successful early game for them.
Oh, yeah.
This is what we saw from them when they were playing the CB Lord. This is why they're so difficult to play against. I wrote down in my notes that one of the things that makes Loud so good is the fact they're willing to be so aggressive. One of the worst things that haunts Loud is the fact that they're willing to be so aggressive. It's a double-edged sword that they have in their repertoire, but so far it's what made them win so much in the CB Lord, and I'd love to see them continue with that playstyle as well, moving into play-ins, because there's no need for you to kind of change what made you good. You might as well just continue with your own style and see how far that can get you.
Alright, well, Tinone's going to go ahead and scoop this wave up. Humanoid now level 7, so staying in mid even gets him a pretty decent XP advantage as well, being a level up. Robo also feeling comfier now in the later levels, despite Wunder still having that CS lead. Once again, a battle for the crab. Razok in trouble, only level 5. Humanoid here, though. Stolen ulti out of Tinones. Robo roaming down first. Razok just going to be left with it. Very nice play out of Loud.
And it's just simple, right? They just have mid lane priority. They just have top lane priority, so they move in for the crab. And really a little bit of a blunder from Razok as well, just not acknowledging and respecting the fact that his enemy has to move.
Nicely done there. Loud once again keeping the gold ahead. Not too far ahead. Again, credit to the Soul Laners for keeping the CS high. Makes the gold lead much more manageable than it otherwise would have been if Loud were laning a little bit better. But again, part of the reason they're even
5人が本当にルール通りに配置されてるの珍しい。
dial back a little bit, like you said. It's a little bit introduced to the other games.
And that's so interesting because it used to be one of the suits of Fnatic where you're like the early game, that's the big strength, that's where you're looking. But so far that hasn't really been the case. I think it's true for Humanoid. But outside of that, the rest of Fnatic still needing to find that, form that, still really missing that. Now Riftel has been scoring, but that top skirmish went so well earlier. All of that was very short out. So it wouldn't surprise me now that top lane crashes that you just see Croc move into that Riftel starting off.
Yeah, gonna move down Robo as well. Makes sense. Also, they know Humanoid's taking a reset, doesn't have TP either, so it's easy for Loud to walk over and go ahead and take. But also pretty low, so can't really contest. Razok in the area, maybe thinking about it, but I think just gonna have to get the info. Now spotted on the south lane as well. This will be a very nice, simple Riftel take for Loud.
Yeah, and even risking the steal isn't worth it. You die getting the Riftel, well, no one can pick it up from your team, and the enemy will just straight beeline it down to Drake. So you're just gonna have to respect the fact bot lane gang.
Whoa, lane 2v2. Hillsong even with the unbreakable up is very breakable. Seos landing the bandage shots on top, but it's gonna force the flash out of upset.
There you have it. The Loud bot lane showing they won it. But Brands and Seosh, they've just been so potent, and seeing them once again on the Amumu and Misfortune, you don't have to make it hard. It's so easy to pull off, get the CC, get the ultimate, and lay that bullet time on top of it.
Yeah, nice little ward as well from Sales. Catches Razok moving into
闇に落ちた者どもを借りに行こう。
unlikely to happen, but still like Sales getting the intel there and Razok at least trying to be in the area. Obviously too late because they already have to.
Yeah, I mean, all the way back to the drafting phase, Fnatic decided to go for a Caitlyn very early into the rotation. They saved last pick for their support. It ended up being this Braum, and you can see how it kind of works with the shield against the Misfortune ultimate. It kind of spares Offset a lot here when it finally comes out. Wait for it. He's just CC'd through all of it, so there's actually none of it getting blocked there, and it forces Offset to get out of this situation afterwards with the flash as well. So great stuff from Loud, and once again, a little bit of a wacky draft. Oh my lord! You get a little bit of a wacky draft. Oh my lord! You gotta love it!
Here's one I prepared earlier.
And once again, a little bit of a wacky draft. Oh my lord! Once again, a little bit of a wacky draft. Oh my lord!
マシンが私を作り、私がマシンを生む。サモナーズリフトへようこそ。私は狩りのためのマシン。ミニオン出撃まであと30秒。ミニオンが出撃しました。
うん。
私は知る。奴の秘密を。私の邪魔をするな。
おう。
敵を倒しました。出荷状態の初期化完了。
星取れた。
動速度増加。敵を倒しました。
ああ、キャノンミスんなかったらバーサーカーブーツ出来上がってたな。12絶対にバーサーブーツ出来上がった。
私はそのために作られた。
うわミニオンが邪魔だな。
目標を再捕捉する。
動き回ってアタック当たんないの難しすぎる。
敵を倒しました。
ナイス。カーボットも勝てないね。
敵を倒しました。ダブルキル。
ナイス。鼻が切れそう。
敵のキリングスプリント。シャットダウン。 ダブルキル。シャットダウン。
猫が取ってる分まだいい。
敵を倒しました。
ま、
奴らはお前の声を奪う。
うわっ、あ、多分ザヤラのいい僕のいいちょっとだけ短い感じかな。
しはせん。
プロジェクトは
もっと早く。
倒しました。味方が倒されました。シャッ
逃がしはせん。
敵を倒しました。
羊の精霊よ。
ダメージは足りてる。
味方が倒されました。
目覚めよ。
ロジェクトを根絶するまで私は
あ、くそー。
味方がタワー
もう一回 Q でかけられたら生きてた。そう、もう一回 Q でかけられたら。あー、もっとうまくできた、絶対に。悪くない。ありがとう。
シャットダウン。
あらま。
味方が倒さ
見えて
れました。
殺されるのはダメだよ。
私こそプロジェクトの疑問に隠された真実。
押せません。押せません。100押せない。
シャットダウン。シャットダウン。シャットダウン。敵を倒しました。敵を倒しました。ダブルキル。あなたのチャンピオンが倒されました。敵を
ナイス。あ、
倒しました。
死んだか。うまい。え、あ、そんなに HP 高い。強っ。ユーミナイデリアはただの獲物よ。
味方が倒されました。敵を倒しました。
ユーミダリウスだね。ナイスローテーション。 サイラス対ダリウス勝ってるでしょ。
シャットダウン。敵を倒しました。
ベリーグッド。バロン。
パワー充填。
どっから瀬戸来たんだ。強いぞ。
味方がタワーを破壊しました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。
もっと早く。
強制採用開始。
トラウディアが取った方がいい。
私はもうプロジェクトの有名じゃない。
突破じゃない。やばい、こいつ死んだ。か
敵を倒しました。シャットダウン。味方が倒されました。
強っ。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
注射のコーリングナイス。ダンディン行こう。
味方が倒されました。
やったー、うまく倒したね。
シャットダウン。シャットダウン。
ヒントしたらゴールド取る意味ないよ。あ、まあ行こう。
敵を倒しました。味方のタワーが破壊されました。抹消完了。プロジェクトとの戦争、甲府は死を生みず。
強っ。何こんなの。頑張れ。逃げたと大戦勝てる。
シャットダウン。 を倒しました。味方が倒されました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。敵を倒しました。
出てくると思ってたよ。
キリングスプリー。
猫いないの。オッケー。オカンのファントムダンサー
味方のタワーが破壊されました。シャットダウン。敵を倒しました。ダブルキル。
MR 積んでないから弱いよ
味方が倒されました。
敵。
シャットダウン。
ナイス。
シャットダウン。敵のダブルキル。アンストッパブル。敵を倒しました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。
私はこの世界最後のものだ。
そうだね、あ、そうか、イグナイトと重傷がないからじゃあもう勝ったでしょ、やらなさそう。
敵を倒しました。ドミネーティング。味方がタワーを破壊しました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。敵のキリングスプリー。味方がインヒビターを破壊しました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。
ナイス。あ、もうエンド。
ビクトリー。
ナイス。うまいね。ああ、壊れた。ってなった。ちょっと待ってください。ラルつけ直しますね。
You gotta love it.
And a lot of what he
Do it again. Oh, will have to come and play well. They get it right into the back. Gonna continue. Baron is that's out of there as well. Inside of Loud because as they moved up to Rift Herald initially, they would definitely just been able to take it before the rest of Fnatic got there. They expected a counter dive themselves, and because of that, put resources on the bot side, which now allows Fnatic to get freely out of the map. So I definitely think this was a little bit of a window that was missed, but now you might try to just contest them on the 2 versus 3 on the bot side for that initial.
Tricky to lock it down, but I love the roam again. Fuck the tanky tree be a threat here. Good slow from Branson.
Little bit more and misfortune. You don't have to make it hard.
そうだ、ボットギャップの使うまで見てたんだ。
Lay that bullet time on top of it.
Yeah, nice reward as well from Chaos. Catches Razzle coming in to try and cover for upset if he was going to get served. Unlikely to happen, but still like Chaos getting intel there and Razzle at least trying to be in the area. Obviously too late because this play already happened.
Yeah, and I mean, all the way back to the drafting phase, Fnatic decided to go for a Kate and very early into the rotation. They saved last pick for their support. It ended up being this Braum, and you can see how it kind of works with the shield against the Misfortune ultimate. It kind of spares Upset a lot here when it finally comes out. Wait for it. Oh, he's just CC'd through all of it, so there's actually none of it getting blocked there, and it forces Upset to get out of this situation afterwards with the flash as well. So great stuff from Loud, and once again, a little bit of a wacky draft. Oh my! Just none of it getting blocked against the Misfortune ultimate. It kind of spares Upset a lot here when it finally comes out. Wait for it. CC through all of it, so there's actually none of it getting blocked there, and it forces Upsets to get out of this situation afterwards with the flash as well. So great stuff from Loud, and once again, a little bit of a wacky. Oh my god! You gotta love it.
Here's one I prepared earlier. Brands with a nice little flex on the bottom side, 2v2.
Man, you gotta love that. I genuinely love seeing personality.
次勝ったらプライチかな。
Quite nice. Ulti 2 ready. That'll wear off the old plating as Razok's here to cover as well. So no incoming dive, but still Tino staying proactive in the lane.
It still does so much for them. Herald down in mid lane. You have the move on Drake afterwards if that's what you're looking for. So many things going right for them.
It looks a little troublesome. I think Robo's going to be okay. Plates crashed in mid. Gold over to Tinones and Croc, which is always nice. And the Kraken Slayer is done for Brants. Off to the races here for Loud, continuing to grow that gold lead. I mentioned it was about 500 before, but now over 1,000 is Robo. We're going to take that Wounded. You better Flash. Get himself out of there.
So many fires all over this Fnatic rosters right now, and now they're just excelling. We see it from the 2v2 in isolation. We see it from the 1v1 in isolation of top lane. These guys from Fnatic, they're just straight up getting gapped. No one's coming in here with the team play. This is just the raw skill showing from Loud, contesting Fnatic.
Yeah, we saw they got the Herald earlier. We've seen a lot of late dragons so far in Worlds, but this is a nice one to get your hands on. Easy for Loud to take here with the pressure that bot and mid already have. Humanoid is rotating down. Razok's here as well, but Croc, the tanky tree with Flash, very unlikely to be a threat here. Good slow from Brance as well. Razok going to try and get in there, but the ulti just a whiff. They're out of Hillsong.
Yeah, you're forced to burn the Flash from Brands, but in the big picture, you're super happy about the situation you still have from Loud here. You get the objective, got a few platings in the mid lane. You have so much priority to work around with.
Love this play here. Flash ulti out of Razok. Knows that Brands just burned the Flash. Hillsong setting it up. He's 2 steps ahead. Seos with the watch there. Now the ball time to turn it back around. Seos.
Oh!
For Fnatic, but immediately Croc comes around, shot down their dreams, homes, and ends up with a double kill for Brands with a double up on the Misfortune Q.
Gotta be careful, Robo still fighting Wunder here as well. And Loud just continuing to get further ahead. 2,000 gold ahead now, plus an Infernal Dragon to boot, make those stats even better, even though it isn't reflected directly in the gold. And Brands, the young Brazilian superstar, set up for success in this game against Fnatic.
Wakey, wakey, Fnatic. Loud, they're here to play. And they've shown it so far. So you can see it, bot lane priority now with the 2v2 coming through allows Seos to move around on the map, maybe to potentially influence the top side of the map. They can do this freely. There's no objective to be taken on the bot side.
Riposte used, Wunder gonna get hit as well by the Q, but Seos not able to find the angle. No ulti either, no flash from Amumu. They're tricky to lock it down, but I love the roam. Again, just continuing to apply pressure. This is kind of what you were saying, right? Where Loud in some of their games, they haven't been able to freely move around the map as much as they did domestically. This game, however, lots of fluid movement here as everyone's helping each other lane.
And the big thing for Fnatic, or the big thing that for Loud essentially is that Fnatic has no way of striking back. You don't have no bot lane priority to skirmish with. Mid lane is not able to have the first move, and with top lane being pushed in, shoved up with Wounded, this is a big wave. Just seeing Croc here while he's recalling might force him to back off it.
Alright, well, overload here for Fnatic as well. Razok back down to the bottom lane as Upset's gonna at least get one plate, gonna make it 2 actually. 30 seconds until they dip away. So Upset trying to mine as much gold as he can out of the turret, but still at a deficit. You can see not quite 1,000 gold ahead for Brance in the individual gold matchup.
Finally forced to walk off a little bit. You can see Croc on the reset, had to come down and assist his bot lane, but did allow Fnatic at least to get some control of the red side, get a few jungle camps, but even then, spotting Razok on the bot side, Robo is there to answer immediately. He takes a raid the red buff on the top side.
Show force if I've ever seen one. And also Rift Herald up in 45 seconds. I have to think that's the next place Loud wants to play. Loud just barely ahead as far as turret plates go, but those kills really boosting that gold nice and early here as Loud lining up for their next 5v5, which should be an absolute banger given how things have been going.
Yeah, and you can see how this is actually going to threaten the rotations of Fnatic as well, because Croc was on the bot side and bot lane was pushing in with Seos and Brands. Hillsong still had to walk down towards the bot lane, because Loud could technically speaking look for a gank and just come in with a dive. But that also now allows them to move up towards the top side afterwards, because they had to push in. Now they get to come through with resets before Fnatic, and they can get that first priority on Rift Herald. So it's just very fluid movements that we're seeing from Loud at the same time.
Yeah, it seems like they've, kind of, makes sense throughout a tournament like this, especially lots of practice, lots of footage to review. Loud is kind of potentially hitting a stride in this game. We'll see how the mid game continues, but so far so good. The Herald's now up. Vision
無理はね、どっちしますわ。これは足できないゲームだ。
Okay, so this is definitely a window that was missed from inside of Loud, because had they moved up to Rift Herald initially, they would definitely just been able to take it before the rest of Fnatic got there. They expected a counter dive themselves, and because of that put resources on the bot side, which now allows Fnatic to get freely out of the map. So I definitely think this was a little bit of a window that was missed, but now you might try to just contest them on the 2 versus 3 on the bot side for that initial play that Fnatic was so scared of.
Yeah, now you know Razok with here. Humanoid deep TP, he's been unleashed. Going for it now. Is Hilly going to try and lock up Brance? That's a great target to get. Shuriken flip lands. That's all you're going to need.
But you give the shutdown over to Hillsong. You have a Caitlyn who wants the goal. You have the Akali who wants to get ahead of the curve. And unfortunately, in a 3 versus 1, Hillsong picks up that kill.
Also, Herald going to go over to Razok as well. Fnatic can win both sides of the Rift off the back of Humanoid's TP. Wunder fighting Robo, TP coming in, they've actually given up the objective, now they're just gonna fight. Razok getting knocked up there, but here comes Tinones, steals the ulti, sails around the back! There we go, Curse of the Sad Mummy is popped and Robo's gonna get the kill, Razok gonna flash after. Tinones already popped the Sedge ult, he hijacked as well, but here's Tinones once again to lock him up for the second round. The Sejuani might be tanky, but it's not enough for Robo!
And that is that first move from Josh on the Amumu as well. They spot them on the bot side. They say, you know what? We get man advantage on top side. Wunder gets aggressive together with Razok. Problem is, they've already committed their play on bot side. League of Legends, essentially it's a turn-based game. You already used your turn. You can't use the next play while it's Loud who has to move on top.
And we'll see what happens to the Herald, currently still in the neutral zone.
何ポイントマイナスか ?3 ポイントリセットされてるよね。
Looks like Dragon the next port of call here for Loud. Upset of note did also get the first tower of the game off the back of the bottom side play, so extra gold for the Caitlyn, which is good news for Fnatic, but Loud still feeling comfy, still have that gold lead they've been sitting on for most of this early game. Gonna get their second Dragon as well, and we'll imagine teams are gonna flip and reset for this Herald.
Yeah, potentially, but there also is just a window now for Fnatic to say, okay, at least we can get objective finally, because when this Drake goes down, they already have their AD or their top laner on the bot side. TP is almost up for him, so I expect with the push in top side, yes, Fnatic, you see it here, they are just starting up for the Rift Herald. They should get this for themselves.
Right, no TPs left. Robo gonna have to play carefully here. Very much on the weak side right now. Waves building in a decent spot. Humanoid's gonna start harassing. Seos here to cover, which you love to see. But they know the Herald's taken now. It's the hole over the top. Robo just getting harassed from everywhere. But there's no wave left, and Robo's getting damage done. Anyone else coming? No, it's just defensive play here. But they dodge the ulti. Very slick feet there out of Robo.
That's my Hylissang right there. He does not care about that turret. He's going under it, and he's getting out alive. Did not even have any flash foot. So close to be a situation where he just straight up runs it under tower, but gets out alive. Now with resets on top side, maybe potentially forget that mid lane off Loud, but we see it here on the top side. It's Fnatic getting aggressive with Wunder and Razok, and if it's a 2 versus 1 against Robo, yeah, sure, that makes sense, but the real MVP of this play, well, that is Sheos on the Amumu, finding the Fiora into the Curse of the Sat Mummy, and it's just done and dusted afterwards.
Nicely done. Razok flashes, flash follow, and an easy cleanup here as Silas roams around the backside.
We'll get there eventually. Whee! The nose. Yep, there we have it.
Robo collecting all the gold as well. Feeling pretty good.
Gap as well. It's the only bot gap we got on the arms.
Up gap, butt gap.
Oh, and you can see it there.
That's very giftable.
Yep.
Have to have that one again. Robo in trouble. Humanoid always the menace in the side lane.
Wow.
600 for the man.
And you need a man to show us up, and we talked about him. He comes in. Greatest showman alive. Humanoid in the mid lane. On the Akali, finally picking up that shot down. And it gives them some breathing room, but they certainly need more of that.
Hilly getting CC'd up by Seos. There's Curse of the Sad Mummy, knows the rest of the team's here. Flash W there for Croc. Ulti out as well. Upset though, firing away, but it's kind of a pea shooter at this point. There's enough damage there. As Croc in trouble, still alive. Maokai man, he cannot be killed. He's too tanky, but not tanky enough as Seos flashes out. Brandt's out of there as well. Lets the bullet time rip, but Wunder dashes out of the way. Now Tinones hijacks the Sejuani, or perhaps as a follow-up, but it doesn't look like it.
1-for-1 support for jungler, but it gets a bit messy in the mid game, and we've talked about that a lot. This is where, as fans of Loud, we want to see them contain the pressure that Fnatic has. These minor regions, when they're playing against the major regions, the biggest weakness every time has been the fact that the macro in the mid to late game is faltering, and they throw away some of the games. But in the top side, Humanoid just sees Robo, and he just instantly recognizes that's a kill. Robo does not have any of mind the kid right now, and he just shreds through him. Easy shutdown for Humanoid to pick up.
And this one here, Gilly, over a ward, trying to clear it, alongside Razok, but where did Razok go? Ah, went home.
Had that empowered recall with the Rift, of course, Josh. Yeah, just throws it in there. He's expecting a reset to come through from Hylissang. You can see him with the Glacial and with the 2 charges on the Q, he's able to contain him there for so long. But what's really crucial as well is that last Winter's Bite on Croc, allowing Upset to get the stun into the trap, into the kill, with Humanoid finally having a move from the top lane.
Yeah, Wunder also TP'd in for that play, but blew a couple flashes on the back end of it, so worth in the end. Power's still not taken for Lau, but they've got a couple weak in bot, mid, and top actually to try and farm some money out of. Wunder in trouble.
Needs to be careful here. Humanoid does have that teleport, but I think he should just forfeit this objective. At least this is good butt pressure from the side of Loud, but in the mid lane, Fnatic come through with a response.
Brand's in trouble, flashed on there by Razork, but now kiting out of the way, should be okay. Now gonna get somebody to set, but there's no follow-up there. Brand's already low, just a Razork in the 1v1. Brand's gonna go down, no, he's gonna take out the enemy jungler instead. Has to get out, hiding in the ocean brush with the rest of the team's gonna reinforce. Wunder in there though, Humanoid diving in, but Brand gets the kill! Loud have turned it back around!
And Shelly dives into second tier turret, who cares? What happened in the fight? 4 members ends up going down for Fnatic. Baron is up and available. And now they're just gonna prance right over there. Brands to lead the charge. 5 members still standing.
It's too hypey. We broke the overlay. It'll be back to worry about it, but Loud back on Baron after taking 4. Losing 1, perhaps none. We'll have to find out later, because Loud rocketing ahead in this mid game.
And this is so good for timing as well. You can pick up the Baron, you can get resets through instantly. You have a Drake that's spawning in less than 1 minute, 30 seconds to be precise. You can try to set up some fights for that, should this setup be there.
Great team fight there for Loud. You said it, bone of execution fairly straightforward, but Brant living on a pixel in that play. As we return things back to normal, 4,000 gold in change on the Rebel Baron power play.
And I mean, huge credit to Seosh as well, right? We said that you have to contain Humanoid in these fights, and that's not only in the laning phase, that's also him in a team fight, because that's where he's really been able to leave his mark as well with the gold leads he's acquired. But this time around, he shut him down immediately, found the Q, found the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and Brand's just equalizing that immediately, taking him down. So great stuff from the side of Lao, finally taking down that tier 1 in the mid lane. Have to set up for the Drake, but they're going to continue on with the push.
Yeah, remember when I said they didn't have any towers? That's actually kind of a good thing now, because this Baron's going to make it very easy to take out these objectives. The amount of gold they're going to have off the back of this Baron, assuming nothing goes pear-shaped, is going to be very impressive. But they'll fall back to Dragon, put themselves on Soul Point, Ocean Soul nonetheless. Fnatic just trying to split and buy time. You can see Humanoid in the top lane. He's just going to vibe because there's not much else to do right now.
Yeah, and it's looking so good for Loud in terms of taking over the map. Yeah, they give over a tier 2 turret potentially to Humanoid. I don't think he's in a position to actually take it. They've been smart about it. They've put Robo back. And now, question is, how much are they going to overextend their welcome here? How long do they want to make a play before they commit to resets? So far, they're still feeling themselves. They have ultimates on the Maokai. They have ultimates on the Amumu. If they want to threaten a dive or potential siege here, they can still commit to it.
Yeah, no TP either for Humanoid, who does walk back, but Robo does have his and still Baron. And the top outer turret's still up, so...
장그라가
Who's your stud? 汝の手となり足となろう。
オラフあー、オッケーオッケーオッケー。まあどうにかなるでしょう。まあダイヤモンドの方が良かった。ジャングルか、久しぶりやね。
買い物となかなか楽しいものだ。我がハムカムは全て灰にしてくる。
サモナーズリフトへようこそ。ミニオン出撃まであと30秒。
全てが見える。
クマを勝たせたい、マジで。
我が神なる力試させてもらおう。
ミニオンが出撃しました。
今のルートが変わったのかな。最速3レベルトップする。あ、
雷鳴の
ミスった。あ、ルートミスったか。ルートミスったかも。
ファーストブラッド。味方が倒されました。味方が倒されました。敵を倒しました。
神に震え上がる。
味方が倒されました。
使うもの神への貢ぎ物だ。
あれ増員にソロキルされた。
敵を
ナイス。
倒しました。
うまい。あれこれボット投資した方がいいかもですか。
味方が倒されました。敵を倒しました。
踊る勇気は違う。我は唯一神なる存在。
敵を倒しました。
邪魔します。
敵を倒しました。
はい、お邪魔しました。縦側になってたら敵のボットに行けばよかったんだ。
敵を倒しました。
卓球
ダブルキル。
うまっ。
味方が倒されました。
ありがとうみたい
神に歯向かおうとは。
キリングスプリー。
この世界すべてを破壊して
敵を倒しました。敵を倒しました。シャットダウン。キリングスプリー。
ナイス。来た。え あー、避けるべきだった。マジで当たんのそれ。
敵を倒しました。
サさんは無理しなくていいけど。
味方が倒されました。
相手になら
キリングスプリー。敵を倒しました。
我が神なる力試させてもらおう。
あなたのチャンピオンが倒されました。
オッケーオッケー。リサさんちょっとダメやな。
力はきや
ミッド周りで動くとこのゲーム崩壊するな。
味方がタワーを破壊しました。
誠の神が放つ炎は何たる美しさ。あまたの正気が我が姿に
増援にフリートレードされていてもちょっとダメ。ストップしてあげるか。ウルト入ってないの？それチャリ
味方が倒されました。シャットダウン。
よくないね。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。キリングスプリー。敵を倒しました。敵のキリングスプリー。味方のタワーが破壊されました。
まだ試す。
ラーページ。
うまい。あ、まだ取ってない。
味方がタワーを破壊しました。シャットダウン。
見せてみる。
シャットダウン。味方が倒されました。あなたのチャンピオンが倒されました。アンストッパブル。
グッド。このゲームはドラゴンを把握すれば、ドラゴンコントロールできれば
神の目から逃れられる。
残って早くない。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。味方が倒されました。シャットダウン。あなたのチャンピオンが倒されました。敵を倒しました。
神
サポートが ADC とくっついてたら絶対に勝てる。
敵を倒しました。味方が倒されました。
カリさんちょっと抜けてるね。
敵のキリングスプリーン。敵のキリングスプリーン。
マジでちょっと困る。タイムにダメージ来ないのもどうしよう。ミサト
すべてが
裏クリか。やっぱ
転生。我が神なる力試させてもらう。我が燃ゆる魂の焚き火となれ。
マジで何もできない。エンゲージキャラ
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
エンゲージキャラがボケてるかマジ何。タイトルよかったじゃん。
シャットダウン。味方が倒されました。敵のランページ。味方が倒されました。
我が帰りを待つ。奴らは神の恐れ。
マジで何やってんのからん。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
勝ちたいのこの人。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
完璧以外の
このミッド引いた時点でマジで外れすぎる。
戦いのたびに我が魂さらに高め。
味方が倒されました。 のキリングスプリーン。シャットダウン。ダブルキル。エイス。敵のキリングスプリーン。
あー、これ負けだね。これどっちできなかったからしょうがないけど、マジでレート低すぎる。考えてる方がなんかわからん。考えてない。トップとサポート考えてない。ミッドはただ下手だけだけど、トップとサポートマジで何も考えてない。さっきのドラゴンファイト2回とも負けるのマジでトップレーンが本当に突っ込み方わかんないのに突っ込む場所に立ってサポートも AD 守んないから負けてんの。もう外れすぎる。ADC がかわいそうなし。AD 守れば勝てる試合なのに AD 嫌いなのかな、そのタイプ。
敵を倒しました。
これマンディしろ。
敵のドミネーティング。
うん。やばい、負けた。これは
敵を倒しました。
ナイス。サポートが1回も ADC 守って増位のキル取れたら勝ちなんだよな。
シャットダウン。敵のゴッドライク。味方が倒されました。敵のレジェンド。エース。味方が倒されました。
勝てる。
シャット
ナイス
ダウン敵を倒しました。
うまい。落ちる前に
味方が倒されました。
ミッドがもうちょいでも人間っぽかったら正直このゲームそんなきつくないってやってるけど、
味方のタワーが破壊
唯一の
されました。
AP ダメージなんだよね、サンドラが。
力湧き上がる。
プライチは信じらんない。
味方が倒されました。
まずは MF とセラフィームをどっかで殺したい。帰り切ればよかったの。
ダブルキル。
これしゃあないんだ。
味方が倒されました。
ゾイがうまかっ
味方のインヒビターが破壊されました。味方のタワーが破壊されました。味方のタワーが破壊されました。
エデさんはもううまかった。このミッド、このミッドとサポが貸し方わかんなかった。このミッドは本当に人間に入れ替えてほしかった。まあいいや。正直 DC もそんな上手くなかったから理解はできる。DC の下手っていうのも理解できる。そんなに上手くない。だけどそれだったら確かにミッドジャングルですけどドットミッドで入れた方がいいかも。さっきのリサンドラ見てそれでプライチいけんだったらマジでやばい。怖い。
Just continue with this high pressure gameplay from the side of Loud. Robo still fancying himself.
Alright, we're just getting in there. Brand's a little low, doesn't really want to stick around for the extended fight, but the rest of the squad wants it. Tinad straight into the backline onto upset. Robo took out Wonder. Loud are doing it, man. Croc is low, but he is not out, and this might be an ace on the table out of the Brazilians. Crowd's going insane, and they should be.
Fnatic are getting absolutely kaboomed by Loud right here, and they're going to continue with the Baron buff on the bot side. Death time still fairly low. We are 24 minutes into the game, but they're going to continue to siege on at least the inhibitor.
This is a very nice Baron power play, breaking the bottom inhib right as time runs out. 3 minutes till the soul is up. There is not much left in this game as far as Loud's concerned.
And it was Tinones back in the day that this did react to
The storm.
終わっちゃった
And a lot of what he
tech
見る
what
タイミン
made
グが
it
遅い
so far.
And that's it. Oh, let's
It's looking so good.
get down!
Each here, they can still commit to it.
Yeah, no TP either for Humanoid, who's easy
On the top.
covering.
This high
Tinoid straight on insane!
hard right here, and they're going to continue with the Baron buff on the bot side. Death time still fairly low. We are 24 minutes into the game, but they're going to continue to siege on at least the inhibitor.
This is a very nice Baron power play, breaking the bottom inhib right as time runs out. 3 minutes till the soul is up. There is not much left in this game as far as Loud's concerned.
And it was Tinones back in the day that did this against the Lions. Back on the infamous Kaboom Ross side of your great sword from the top side. We saw it from the... It actually looks a bit...
So patient here.
Exactly. It starts up well. They get a pick on offset. And it
そう
actually
そう
looks
もう
a
一
bit
回強かっ
disastrous
た
because
ね
they're throwing
刺
so
さっ
much
て
into
たね
Hillsang, just tanking all of it off. But once again, it's Humanoid diving in there and just getting completely picked apart by all the CC that you have. There is so much lockdown. Despite there even being a Twilight Shroud, it's just not going to be enough. And the big one here is Robo, who just still fancies himself, sees so much. Seosh and Isley gets a bit too much in there, but it sets up the rest of his team to just continue with the team fight and pile it all down.
I would love to hear the comms for this particular
yes.
time. I bet it was extremely decibel breaking.
And surely able to be shown on broadcast with no swear words whatsoever.
No review or censorship required.
いやーさっき
That's
と同
about
じ
what
人
I
に当たっ
expected,
ちゃうので嫌だ
actually.
なちょっと待ちます
Oh, and yeah, just yell at them, give it to them, you know? Yeah, show it all. Give me the raw emotion as well. It's the thing I really miss in esports, you know? I really want people, whenever you get that solo kill, to just let them know. Get the mental edge as well. Humanoid finding an in-game
Rob's
edge
day,
here as
it's
well,
Rob's
potentially.
week. Hello, Robo. Casually 1v1ing Humanoid there in mid lane. 6-1 and 2 on the very large Aatrox. Also has a stopwatch still unbroken. So plenty of playmaking to be had. A Dragon in a minute 25 if they even need it.
Getting all fired up quickly. Stopped as well by the Unbreakable Shield there, but Loud, they continue with the map pressure. And it's not just the map pressure that Fnatic has to be worried about, it's the fact that they don't have access to Drake right now. It's such a long walk for them. With still 1 minute to go, Loud can just look to reset, they can look to get aggressive with the bot side vision. The only thing that's going to be interesting now is how do they approach the fact that both Baron and Dragon is going to be on the map on the at the same time, because that throws an extra variable in, and this is where the macro will have to come in play by Loud.
And that's a great point, because again, we highlighted it. The mid game has been where we feel like Loud in particular have faltered in some of their earlier games. They certainly could have been 2-0, perhaps 3-0.
But I'll just say it right now. There is absolutely no way that Loud should be throwing this away. They've
Agreed.
been completely manhandling Fnatic, and they should be able to continue with the amount of pressure they've forced on them so far.
And that's the impressive part, because this game, they've done it all correct. It feels like they had their early game, they've continued to extend it in the mid game. They've been just right, let's say, in continuing to apply pressure and find fights. Even now, Robo, just solo zoning them away. 15 seconds to kill. Might as well push the waves as far up as you can and then fall back to the easy soul. Humanoid trying to make the play in mid. Again, Robo has the stopwatch. I said it earlier. Humanoid just straight up losing again in the 1v1. Here's Tinones, but now trouble again. But Aatrox, so much healing. Humanoid into stasis, but he's just going to be killed. Make it 2 for Loud. Easy as you please.
It is pure desperation for Fnatic, and Loud, they're just picking up freebies on the map. With Fnatic running into them, Loud accepting it with open arms. And now 5 members still standing. 3 members of Fnatic. This should be the beginning of the end.
We're going for the end. We don't even need it. The Ocean Soul, man. We've got a super down in bottom side. We're breaking mid. We're ignoring the inhib. We're going for a 5v3. Fnatic gonna finally be handed a loss as Loud. Looking so good. 5v3. We've got a super down in bottom side. We're breaking mid. We're ignoring the inhib. We're going for a 5v3. Fnatic gonna finally be handed a loss as Loud. Looking so good here to open up day 3. Still needs a little bit more work, but again, the damage should be done. The wallet dip is there, and the crowd goes wild. Loud. Take down Fnatic.
Take it in. Take it in, boys. Loud. Founding themselves in a very good position in this group, suddenly sitting at a 2-2. And what a way to do it. what a team to do it against as well, taking goes to them. But this is a curious matchup from a Hecarim, but you don't really have too much else to follow up just yet. But you can
On the moon, that seems pretty good.
oh yeah, that is most certainly something to be happy about. Does he have some good champions to follow up with his ult?
There is still he's played hide a lot. But if
So it's
first
actually,
on first point,
what's a national animal? Is it a storm in here? Okay.
it's always favorite animal. Slash hammer will keep you all.
And put that ultimate can be quite tricky, and that's going to be something to track as we're back into the game.
Swap complete. We'll have to save my favorite animal for an upcoming pause. We'll keep you all waiting. For now, we are back. It is 2v2 in the bottom side. We see Froggy having some struggles in the early game. Swain Lightning pretty good against these short slash melee range champions. But Froggy just going to have to chill. And Niski misses the creep, but don't worry, I didn't see it, so it doesn't count.
Sith Lightning, like the emo, but in terms of junglers as well, so far Elyoria has just come back to his blue side. He's taken away the Raptors and the red buff, and it's going to be curious to see what BJ is going to be making his move afterwards.
What about the transform? Husband trying to capitalize while the mini-Gnar is still there, but Hyper going to proc. Deal a little bit of extra damage. Armut definitely knows his way around all these different matchups, even though he got counterpicked. Very comfy to be picking Gnar here blind.
Yeah, and you can see now BJ has made his way into the red side jungle of Matt Lions, trying to get a few of these camps back. I do believe it's spotted by the ward that Niski had earlier, and you can see the movement now, like vultures, coming in on Matt Lions.
BJ also doesn't have Smite up just yet. It's close, but there's going to be a brawl here. Froggy also moving on in. You're going to have to try and protect BJ. Smite out early for a bit of extra health, but here comes the Amumu. In we go. Saga Buffalo going to take the fight instead, and Alyoya is going to get first blooded by Taki.
They wanted to defend their red buff. They lose it either way, and as you say it, first blood as well coming through, and that's what happens when you play into a Galio with massive AoE taunt. Good move from Froggy, and he's back on comfort. Taki even seeing if he can look for anything further. Very aggressive recall, but so far BJ is happy about this trade. He lost his red side, and he's taken away the red side of Matt Lions instead.
Very nicely done. Even going to leave one of the Raptors to be annoying as Froggy gets on out of there. Knows that it's not that safe as Niski aggressively TPs back in.
Okay, and Froggy, of course, with that teleport, can always just respond back with it. Curious to see where the next point of attack can be, because once again, both team compositions are quite death-bally. But we talked about Matt Lions as well. We wanted to see Elyoya get aggressive, get ahead on the Hecarim. So already seeing one death on him, super nice if you're rooting for this icon popular.
Yeah, we haven't seen that much of this yet, but you know, we've heard Inspired talk about Maokai in general. Like, Maokai jungle seems very powerful, but the obvious place to attack you is in the early game, right? Like, if you have a super aggressive jungle and you get invaded 24/7, you're gonna have a bad time. So it felt like the start was nice, because Elyoya knows, he's like, oh, we can get aggressive early, I can split them out, make sure Armut's nice and isolated and safe, and we'll be fine. BJ's going to be a little behind, he's quite a lot slower. And then that happened.
Yeah, I mean, the problem also arises that despite Niski had the first move, in the end, you're still playing Swain.
Yeah.
You do that, and then you just sit there and wait around if you'll throw a couple auto attacks out there. Now, stacked wave being pushed in by Hashman here, no support to having the move out right now, but they are looking potentially for Elyoya. No flash as goes, but it's on cooldown. And it's just going to be fighting for all priority on the map.
So almost level 4. Cosmed already level 6. Froggy with a nice little taunt. But again, don't want to take any sort of extended fight up against Swain. Good little pullback there. Maybe something here, but no. Not quite there. Froggy going to live.
And BJ does still have the flash, unlike Niski, who doesn't. Taki around as well. This may be 3 men ganging up on the Niski. It's not going to be the case though. Kai'Sa response.
Yeah, good follow there from my line support. Froggy eating damage there, trying to get the wave pushed in. We'll get it in, but pretty costly though. No, Niski, no TP and running low on mana. Means Froggy should be just fine here to take this recall.
Yeah, mid-wave is just going to reset here in between each other. Froggy's going to, he's actually going to cancel it. Looking to get the most out of this as possible. No minion materializer, so he's not going to be able to sap the cannon immediately, but in Niski, he's actually going to back. He's just forfeiting it. So Froggy, if he pushes this in, that's a win for him.
Yeah, nice wave to push in as well. No, he had the mana advantage, so gonna force Niski to walk back, and Niski will lose a couple of CS as Froggy takes a very easy recall. A nice little trade back and forth, but overall that first kill amounting to a decent little lead here. 500 gold to kick things off, always nice. But obviously, as we know from the Saigon Buffalo, we're expecting them to continue that at some point in the game. Nice ult there from Armut, great flash out of Hazmed, but probably didn't want to have to use the summoner.
See that Armut hit the level 6, Hazmed just hitting it now, so that was a small window that Armut found immediately. Now BJ on the attacking side, on the bot side instead, can come through that alcove if he actually sees fit.
No flash for Kai'Sa, ignite back for Taki. That's probably going to give it away. as Taki barely gets seen. Gonna be playing up and aggressive in the brush, but easy for BJ to get away, and now Mad have to play respectfully.
And outside of that little skirmish we had initially, it's been fairly quiet after that. Seeing that Niski had no flash, I really expected them to throw more tools at him, especially with BJ still having a flash on his own as a point of attack. It is still down for some time, so of course with bot lane pushing in, you can send Taki up into the mid lane, see if you can get any attacks coming through. It's about the top lane.
Froggy 6 as well, so if he can get out and infect the lane, that'll be nice. Elgolia going to be spotted by BJ. Sapling doing a ton of work there as Froggy fades towards the top side to threaten. Mad know they can't really pull the trigger when Froggy's in the area.
It's a good read here by Mad Lions. They know that they want to look at Niski. They know Niski doesn't have a flash, so they might be able to bait them in. Taki's sticking around.
Either using the Hex Flash, going to be spotted. A bit aggressive there for Froggy. Pulls himself out of the way, going to be alright.
Kai'Sa did have the flash, but of course Froggy could have come through with his own one. And now we get close to the objectives where we usually see a lot of movement on the map. 30 seconds on that Rift Herald. Drake, of course, already up quite tanky in the first stages, and Infernal Drake does do a fair bit. Not the most out of the Drakes though, but with a slow push coming through from top side and with the resets coming through, you can see it on the minimap right now. Taki is moving on the Amumu. Kai'Sa currently is still in the bot lane, and so is Alyoya, so we may see a cross map come through.
Yeah, eyes on junglers as well, looking for those 6s out of BJ and Alyoya, both big difference makers in their kits. Also 6 hit now for Unforgiven if he makes his way to a plate. And Niski just barely going to have his flash back up, but maybe they can make something happen here. Bandachosh goes in, Niski going to take some damage, forced to pop the ulti, knocked around, bumped around, Saigon Buffalo, capitalizing in the nick of time.
Yeah, there you have it. They knew it was down, but Niski still with it up now. Didn't have the time to use it just because of the amount of CC that came through. And that Matt's Lion getting greedy with the map state. They already allocated their resources on the bot side with Saigon on the top side. And Niski just on the wrong side of the lane there.
Instantly buys the Merc Treads that he was already going to buy. But makes sense when you see the CC chain that Saigon Buffalo just dished out. Rift Herald for their trouble as well. Nice little play there. This should boost them actually pretty significantly in gold. Before the Herald charges, they're already 1,400 gold ahead.
Yeah, look at the movement here. If they can get out of this situation in the mid lane, they can move all of it up towards the top side.
Ooh, nice ulti there at Unforgiven. Good aim. Taki in trouble on the level 5, but here comes Froggy on the other side. Now going to try away interference. Onslaught of Shadows through. So Galio trying to block there as BJ with a defensive Maokai ulti, trying to tie them up for a bit longer. Armut also rounds here. Ready with the Gnar, hops on over. Q lands there for the slow. Froggy going to have to be sacrificed. As Saigon Buffalo get one back, Alyoya was too low to try and continue, but BJ now knocked around, and that's a kill for Niski getting some revenge.
Yeah, we call that a bounty castle, but in the end, 2 for 1 and double kill over to the side of Niski. Even under that exchange, Unforgiven forced to teleport down towards the bot side as Shogun was picking up some plays for himself. But Mad Lions happy about that exchange. They could have lost a lot more on the map had they not found the pick there, because as we already said, Slowbush was coming through on top side. Having that Galio with a Camille and Rift Herald, Armut would have just been forced to forfeit the top lane.
Yeah, so that gold lead I mentioned, about 1,400, cut down to only 500, but there is still gold to be mined from the turret plates, and Taki is now level 6, so I don't expect the place to slow down, but this was a very nice job by Man, even though Saigon had this first pick.
Yeah, so you can see they stick around to just get that support stack on towards the cannon. I get it. You want it so you can get the wards. And you also want that extra gold, but great ultimate from Unforgiven to come through. And despite Froggy being there to dismantle some of the AP damage, it's just not going to be enough. Then you can say with Armut coming around, this is still looking very good, but Alyoya dashing forward as he is here might be a bit too much in terms of what you're getting. You could have definitely lived and let the rest of his teammates pick up the kills. In the end, Matt Lion super happy about with the exchange.
Good aim on the skill shots there for Niski to grab kill number 2. Looks like Infernal Dragon's gonna go over here to Saigon Buffalo, so they will get both early objectives. You can see the Rift Herald eye still there, hanging out in BJ's trinket slot. They're still looking where that might go. Bottom lane feels like the obvious place, but still some time to make a decision there for Saigon Buffalo and make sure you get the gold event for yourself. But all said and done, we're even.
Yeah, and I mean, both picking up the first Drake, picking up the first Herald, in terms of objectives, you can only be happy on the side of Saigon Buffalo. They still have the next move as well on the map, in the essence that they still have the Rift Herald, so it's going to be up to Matt Lions to play a bit reactive now, where the productivity kind of lies in Saigon Buffalo's favor here.
そんなことある
Struggling a little as far as CS goes. Did get that last kill, which is a bit of extra gold that will even things up, but about 20 CS up for Armut feels pretty good. Niski also grabbing 2 kills, feeling pretty comfy on the Swain.
It at least put him back in a good position after getting punished in the mid lane. Having Niski back with those kills obviously does a lot, and he's supposed to be one of the big sustainers in the fights later into the game. And on top of that, healing reduction is going to be really key from Saigon Buffalo. Like, coming in as a second item, very pivotal when you're playing into a Seraphine and a Swain, and of course the Hecarim as well with the new W.
Absolutely. As we see Taki once again poking in mid. Seen him there a lot. Just constantly trying to cover for Froggy, and now unlocking Froggy to push the wave in and maybe set something up. But it's 3 Lions hunting 1 Frog. Justice punches out of the way, barely getting tagged by the Swain W, but Froggy's going to be A-okay.
Yeah, just got through it. The only thing that they didn't have was their jungler was on the top side, so it would have been a 4 versus 4, but you can see it. They are looking forward with the rotations coming through. It is a battle of finding the correct skirmishes for your team. Once again, this is what the team fights facilitate. Once again, I do believe Saigon Buffaloes is a little easier. BJ could even look here with the Maokai ultimate together with the Galio, if they're feeling themselves.
Maybe a 4v4 though, if things do start. No TP for Unforgiven. BJ, poking a little too far forward. Gonna get ignited, forced to flash away. Taki looking for the angle, finds a good bandage toss in, but he didn't really want to take it. Forced to ult defensively. Galliwell comes back in, a massive knock up there for Froggy, but the damage is not there. Hazmed late. Now Shogun's here, perhaps they can turn it around nice and late. Great flash for Armor to get out of the situation, and we're fine, we're totally fine!
I love these skirmishes, I love Matt Lyons versus this team. It's so good with Buffalo's aggression as well. And you can see it, they're looking for the skirmishes, but the only way they have to save their teammates as well is by diving in themselves. So you dive in on an overextension from BJ, flash out. Taki dives in, let me get out as well. Froggy gets in, has to get out immediately as well. It's just CC for CC, and even Azura's ultimate was used to disengage and not an engage.
Cosmo just fine there, but takes some damage on the back end out of Armor. Obviously the matchup will get better as Camille gets items, but so far so good for the Nut in the 1v1. Things will quieten down a little. Again, lots of punches being thrown, but no big blows being landed despite all of the attempts, as Olioye here in the top lane. This looks like a coverage play, but you never know.
We'll have a lot of vision. Play this pick up by Armor. Here we go.
Our coverage is to dive. Great Camille ulti, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Just brute force straight through the enemy tower.
They don't have a lot of vision. Play this pick up by Armor. Here we go.
Our coverage is to dive. Great Camille ulti, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Just brute force straight through the enemy tower. Great aim out of Armor for the kill.
ポートさんはヒルか、まあエズリアルとかやるか。
クエスト了解ってどこに行くって？
And there you have it. They get some plating on the top side as well. Initially, really good Hectech ultimatum by Hazmed, but in the end, the amount of CC that was able to come through as a follow-up allows Matt Lyons to get aggressive and to get a gold lead themselves with the amount of gold plating they're picking up. Movements are coming through from Froggy, but this is just going to be to pick up the CS, and on the bot side instead, you can see it Unforgiven far back from the turret, but Shogun, he's not in a position to actually capitalize on it.
Yeah, not there for the plates. Wave not in the right spot. Now going to get it pushing in as Froggy gonna stay in lane actually here for a little bit longer. Yeah, TP mid actually. They're out of Hazmed, so just trading temporarily. Is Saigon trying to overload this bottom side and get some gold back for themselves.
Has to be careful though. Niski could be on the move out here, and yeah, with members coming back around the turret, Saigon, they have to forfeit the play.
Good respect, but unfortunately not what they wanted out of the exchange. Still that first tower up for grabs. Bit of extra money there if you can get it. 3 plates apiece at the end of the day. So again, just good trading back and forth by both sides. Gold lead barely in favor of Mad Lions as I watch this dive again.
Yeah, so the micro stuff, of course, is the fact that the Hectic ultimatum comes through immediately. The unfortunate thing is that the flash and the E is not really synced up in the essence that it comes through with. So you can see he's gonna E and then try to flash out from the damage. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough as well to avoid the boulder. And I do believe Red Spine was also taking on him at the same time.
Yep. Can't really get out there. Froggy with another good taunt. Shogun roaming into mid lane here, trying to get some poke happening, but it looks like Herald is the reason everyone's here in the top side, Gulbo.
And that's the thing, I was actually gonna say that Saigon's Buffalo's vision on the bot side is really good, but seeing as we're getting near the second Rift Herald, we kind of have to allocate it a lot on towards the top side instead. But that leaves open a weakness in the Drake that's also spawning in 10 seconds.
ありがとう。
サモナーズリップへようこそ。ミニオン出撃まであと30秒。ミニオンが出撃しました。
フラフラしちゃったないと。
味方が倒されました。
あれはアッシュ1キルか。
未来が過去を盗むのに
ああれもすべきだった。あれか。理由ないのか。いや、アッシュにエグゾ入れるべきだった。ミスクリップひどいな。 ナイスモフモフ。ナイス。ヒールはないと。
味方が倒されました。
あれはドンマイだ。今から
歴史は誰のものでもない。俺くらいのレベルになれば当てられないスキルなんてない。
味方が倒されました。敵を倒しました。
ベリーショット。前半うまいぞ。
攻撃準備完了。
めっちゃ大丈夫か CS が。相当きつそうだけど。そんなにうまいのかわかんないけど。そうに見えないけど、スマーフなのかな、代行とかなのかな。金の方が圧倒的優位な気がするけどね。まあ、上手い人は育たなくてもまあ上手いから大丈夫でしょう。
未来は自分で作らないとね。無駄にしてる時間はないぜ。
敵を倒しました。
ベリーグッド。
味方が倒されました。敵を倒しました。
ミッドマジできつそう。何があったんだろう。
危ないくらいがちょうどいいのさ。
なんかいい。
人生は一度きりだ。
まだもらえないか、ブーツ。グブストラってるからトリフォアはいらないかも。もうオーレディで行かってもらうわ。
後を保存するだ。まずはそいつを見つけないとね。
味方が倒されました。味方が倒されました。あなたのチャンピオンが倒されました。
リード欲しかったよ、ルルさん。
敵を倒しました。
まあ、多分届かなかった。なんで後ろなんで。まだウルトあるはずよ。
あれ、オーバーボードってこの時代にはないのか？
敵のキリングスプリー。
この前未来でも俺はイケてるか調べにタイムワープしたんだが言うまでもないよ。
それだけ？
アーケーンシフト使用
圧
可能。
倒的クリアね。
ちゃんと見ておけよ。
敵を倒しました。
未来には抗えないってことだ。未来だって書き換えてやるんだ。
敵のランページ。
俺に必要なのはテクニックと一国らの幸運的ほどに。
味方が倒されました。
調子に乗るから。
あなたのチャンピオンが倒されました。味方のタワーが破壊されました。敵のアンストッパブル。
どんなエボット買っても意味ないじゃん。からサポートはこれしちゃったら。ミッドは何があったんだろうマジで。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
アニルやば。
味方が倒されました。敵のダブルキル。敵を倒しました。
目を閉じてたって当てられる。 来は変えられるんだぞ。
あー、ファースト。いや、神いるがいるからな。
先が見えてるのは俺だけか。
いや、パイクだね。今日合ってんの相当不安定だね。これイサの人普通にイサできそうなの。
敵のキリングスプリーン。シャットダウン。
壁にぶつかいや、このゼド絶対そんなに多くないと思うけどね。僕はこの神色に対面しろと。だってもちょっとだけ吹いてる。あげるよ、タワー。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。我が忍耐に剣の味方が倒されました。
3人掛けでこれは相当やばい。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。味方が倒されました。
今日の味方は何やったんだろう。イズレンも3しか。味方が死にすぎて CS 取れるの嬉しくないんだよね。
味方が倒されました。私の許しキリングスプリーン。敵のランプを味方が倒されました。
何もできてんす。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
何があったらこうなんだ。ジャングルがまともでレイナーが本当にソロでボコされんのマジで久しぶりすぎるんだけど。
味方が倒されました。敵のダブルキル。味方が倒されました。
べ。あ、これいいんじゃない？
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
削り乗りますけど。して。あ、そう。
シャットダウン。
して。はい、それはさすがにジャングラーがフーストラクチャーのさすがにちょっと。
敵を倒しました。
それやべえ、それやべえ。
敵のダブルキル。敵のキリングスプリーン。
正直結構 FF ゲームだけど味方 FF しようと思ってないし、ドラゴン、風ドラ、はいはいはい、まだワンチャンはなさそうだけど、まあピューラのディバインサンダーが今出来上がったしがそんなにあれだな、なんか一瞬で終わりそうな試合だ。やっば、やばい、この人押されたのこのゼロが覚醒してるからか。ピュアも結構うまいけど敵がうまいのか。いやマジでうまいな。
味方が倒されました。
敵が強い。ドンマイしか言えない。このカミールとゼドに対面したら確かにそうなるわ。
私の側とそうでない味方のインヒビターが破壊されました。
うわ、
シャットダウン。あなたのチャンピオンに倒されました。
足取れ。
敵を
EDC は無力だ。ナイス。
シャットダウン。
敵は高くて。あとはまあガン積みですね。
敵のゴッドライ
あらまあジャングルまあまあ揃ってないけど、リサがちょっときつそうだね。ちょっとファームどうにかなったらいけそう。フィオラ下動戦。エグザ入っちゃった。
シャットダウン。逃げる許可を与えた覚えはいかない。敵を倒しました。敵を倒しました。
やっば。ナイス。
敵を倒しました。
激バリ超超ナイス。さよなら。
味方が倒されました。
激激超超スーパーウルトラナイス。モレロン積むか。
キリングスプリー。味方がタワーを破壊しました。
まあ、引か。
過去に生きるってのもいいもんだ。
敵を倒しました。
グッドグッド。ベリーナイス。ベリーナイス。
トリプルキル。
いいぞ味方。
エース。間もなく味方のインヒビターが復活します。味方がタワーを破壊しました。敵を倒しました。味方が倒されました。
回復系の方が
許可を与えたら ンストッパブル。味方のインヒビターが破壊されました。
ルル重要だね。ルル死んじゃダメだ。
味方のタワーが破壊されました。
10分。
敵を倒しました。味方が倒されました。味方が倒されました。あなたの番よ。味方がタワーを破壊しました。ゴッドライク。のインヒビターが復活します。
ナイスジャンプね。
壊しました。敵を倒しました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。味方がインヒビターを破壊しました。敵を倒しました。味方が倒されました。味方がタワーを破壊しました。
ジジ
サモナーが退場しました。
ナイス。これ勝てんのでかい。
サモナーが退場しました。
これ勝てんのでかい。マジでマイナス LP とかどうでもいい。14しかないのもどうでもいい。マジでこれ勝てんの感動すぎる。いやー、これ勝てんのか嬉しいな。マジで嬉しい。いやー、ナイスー。いやマジで中盤グートルルが本当に耐えてくれた。でリサさんも最初から辛かったけど本当に耐えてくれた。ハロー。これ勝てんの嬉しいなマジで。GG。ゼロうまかった。ジャングルと AD 差がやばかった。まあリサがまあねアサシンのカウンターピックだからね。しゃあない。バイ。あははは。GG。ゼロうまかった。正直リサの人うまいはずなのになんでこんなに負けてんだろうって思ったけど見て分かった。だけどそれでもこっち勝ってたからそれはそれでマジでない。いやーこれ勝ててでかい。もう満足。ちょっと後で出かけんのでここまでにします。よかったらフォローとチャンネル登録お願いします。バイバイ、またね。